Hi friends, welcome to Posh Pro HR. Today's topic is the Bonded Labor System Abolition Act 1976. Now, I will explain the object. The object of the Bonded Labor Act is to abolish the bonded labor system and freezing and discharging every bonded laborer from any obligation to render any bonded labor. On the commencement of the Act, no person can compel any person to render any bonded labor or other form of forced labor, and every obligation of a bonded laborer to repay any bonded debt or any bonded debt which may have remained unsatisfied is deemed to have been extinguished. This part, no suit or other proceedings can lie for the recovery of any bonded debt or any part thereof before any civil court or any other authority. It is the duty of the government to identify, release, and rehabilitate the bonded labor, and it cannot repudiate its obligation. The Act to have overriding effect. The provisions of the Bonded Labor System Abolition Act 1976 by virtue of Section 3 have the overriding effect on any other law contained in any attachment other than this Act or in any instrument having effect by virtue of any enactment other than this Act. In other words, notwithstanding anything inconsistent, the Bonded Labor System Application Act 1976 contained in any enactment other than this Act or in any instrument having effect by virtue of any enactment other than this Act. The provisions of this Act shall have effect. Agreement, custom, etc. to be void. On the commencement of the Bonded Labor Act, any custom or tradition or any contract, agreement or the other instrument, whether entered into or executed before or after its commencement, by virtue of which any person or any member of the family or dependent of such person is required to do any work or render any service as a bonded laborer, is deemed to be void and inoperative. Extinguishment of liability to repay bonded debt. The Act has also extinguished the liability of the bonded laborer to repay bonded debt. The Act has the effect of treating pending suit or proceeding for recovery of any advance made to a bonded laborer as dismissed or not enforceable, and property of bonded laborer to be freed from mortgage, etc. All property vested in a bonded laborer which was or is under any mortgage charge, lie, or other emergence in connection with any bonded debt is to stand free and discharged from such mortgage and is to be restored to the possession of such bonded laborer. Freed bonded laborer not to be evicted from homestead, etc. No person who has been freed and discharged under this Act from any obligation to render any bonded laborer is to be evicted from any homestead or other residential premises which he was occupying immediately commencement of the Act. As part of the consideration for the bonded laborer, and if any such person has been evicted from any such homestead or other residential premises, then the same is to be restored as early as practicable to the possession of such bonded laborer on this complaint. and also creditor not to accept payment against extinguished debit. After the commencement of the Act, the creditors are also forbidden to accept any payment against any bounded debit which has been extinguished or fully satisfied by virtue of the provisions of this Act. Punishment of contravention of above provisions. Whoever contravenes the provisions by accepting any payment against any bounded debit which has been extinguished or fully satisfied by virtue of these provisions of this Act is punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years and also with fine. Punishment for contravention of other provisions of the Act. Any person who, after the commencement of the Act, compels any person to render any bonded laborer is punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years and also with fine, which may extend to 2000 rupees for advancement of bonded debit. The punishment is imprisonment which may extend to 3 years and also fine which may extend to 2000 rupees. The punishment prescribed for extracting bonded laborer under the bonded laborer system is the same is imprisonment of 3 years. Further, if a person fails or omits to restore possession of the property to bonded laborer, he is liable to punishment with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 1 year, or the fine which may extend it to 1000 rupees, or with both. Any person who debits any offence punishable under this Act is also punishable under the Act, and for this purpose, abatement has the meaning assigned to it in the Indian Penal Code. Thank you, friends. How is the video? I hope you all understand about the bonded laborer system Act 1976. Thank you for watching this overview of Posh and its importance in creating safe workplaces. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more insights on creating a free workplace. Thank you, friends.